Good morning, students. Today we will learn about the third life process, that is transportation. Transportation. Now, under transportation, we have three major components, that are heart, blood, and the blood vessels. Now, the transportation system of human beings consists of heart, it consists of blood, and it consists of blood vessels. Heart is the main pumping organ of the human body. Main pumping organ of human body. So, the major function of heart would be to pump blood throughout the body. Now, blood, the main function of blood is to supply oxygen to all parts of the body, and the blood consists of a pigment which is known as hemoglobin. Due to this pigment hemoglobin, the blood, it carries oxygen to all parts of the body. And the blood vessels, which are the arteries, which are the veins, and the capillaries, the major function of arteries, veins, and capillaries is to carry the blood. So we have three main transportation system of the human body, that are heart, blood, and blood vessels. Heart will pump the blood throughout the body. Blood will supply the oxygen to all parts of the body by help of the pigment, red colored pigment, which is the hemoglobin. Blood vessels, which are the arteries, veins, capillaries, which will carry the blood. Now, if we look at the structure of the heart is four chambered in human beings. So these are the four chambers of the heart. The upper chamber are the atrium, and lower chambers are the ventricles. This is the right side and this is the left side. Now, the blood from the upper part of the body will move to the right atrium through the superior vena cava, and blood from the lower part of the body will enter the right atrium through inferior vena cava. Now this blood, when it reaches the right atrium, then it will move to the right ventricle through a wall, that is the tricuspid wall. This tricuspid wall will prevent the blood to backflow into the right atrium. So the walls prevent the blood, so that the main function of the wall is to prevent the backflow of the blood, so that the blood which has once reached the right ventricle will never reach back the right atrium. So it will prevent the backflow of blood from the right ventricle into the right atrium. From the right ventricle, through a pulmonary artery, the blood will go to the lungs. And from the lungs, the blood will enter the left atria. The blood will enter the left atrium through the pulmonary vein. Remember, generally arteries carry oxygenated blood, but pulmonary artery is the only artery which carries deoxygenated blood. Similarly, veins generally carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary vein is the only vein which carry oxygenated blood. So in the lungs, the blood will get oxygenated and then it will move to the atrium. From the left atrium, the blood will move into the left ventricle, and again, to prevent the backflow of blood from the left ventricle into the left atria, we have the valve, which is the bicuspid valve. And from the left atrium through aorta, the blood will enter the whole body. So now if we know about the circulation of the heart, we must know that in humans we have double circulation. Double circulation means that in humans blood flows twice to complete one circuit, to complete one circulation or circuit. Now the double circulation consists of two types of circulation. One is the pulmonary circulation, which is between the heart and the lungs, and other is systemic circulation, which is between the heart and the rest of the body. Now the double circulation is very necessary, because if double circulation is absent, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood would mix, and if the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mix, then enough energy would not be produced, and if enough energy would not be produced, we cannot maintain a constant body temperature. So the double circulation is important because if double circulation is not there, we cannot maintain a constant body temperature, because enough energy would not be produced. Now let us learn about the blood. Now blood consists of formed elements that are the blood cells, and it consists of plasma. Formed elements consist of RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBC's function is that it carries oxygen by the help of red colored pigment known as hemoglobin. WBC function is that it helps to fight against microbes, and they are the soldiers of the body. And platelets, they help in blood clotting. Plasma is the liquid component of blood, which helps in which is the liquid component of blood, which is formed when we minus the blood from the blood cells. So if we remove blood cells from the blood, the leftover part is the plasma. And plasma, it consists of 90% water and 10% organic substance. The 10% organic substance, it consists of plasma proteins. That are the plasma proteins. The 10% substance are the plasma proteins, which are the globulin, albumin and fibrinogen. Albumin, globulin and the fibrinogen. Now if we look at the blood vessels, we should know that there are three types: arteries, veins and capillaries. Now arteries and veins, connection between these arteries and veins are the capillaries. So capillaries are the connecting vessels which connect arteries with the veins. Now artery, as I've already told you, it carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. Veins carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. Now arteries, their wall is thick and elastic. Now the wall of the artery is thick because blood flows under high pressure in the arteries. So to sustain that pressure, arteries have thick wall. Veins have thin wall and they are non-elastic. And in arteries, walls are absent in arteries, whereas walls are present in the veins. And arteries are deep seated, they are deep inside the body, whereas veins are superficial. Means they are on the surface of the body. Now after this, we will do the transportation in plant in the next video.